prepare to have your mind blown. Yeah, we know this has been posted up on YouTube before, about 2019, but it didn't get much response. It's quite a shocker to us as former readers of this magazine when we were younger, as you do, right? They need to progress to a more hardcore one. We had no idea about this. We had our suspicions about a 007 movie where one of the 007 girls was actually a tranny. And we had no idea that non-binary actually means tranny. We thought, or we led to believe, that it means you don't know what sex you are. You don't identify as female or male. But according to this article, that's proven to be false. It means that you're a tranny. Okay, so this famous magazine article might blow your mind. You might have to go have a cold shower, lather yourself in $50 worth of soap, body wash, brush your teeth, and swallow a whole bottle of mouthwash, and go get a lobotomy.
First transgender Playmate. It's the first time they've admitted it. Okay, they've all been trannies. All right, and look at this quote here. It's salvation to speak the truth about yourself. This actually sounds familiar. Oh yeah, I read it here. Androgyny, state of being male/female with complete sexual identity. According to early traditions, Adam was created as an androgynous human, and Gnostic traditions describe numerous powers as androgynous. Gospel of Thomas it's a Gnostic piece of literature. It's not real biblical literature. Gospel of Thomas 22 proclaims androgyny as salvific union. Sound familiar? Salvation? That's what the Freemasons say, man, and the Kabbalists. Salvation to become an androgyne. And the Playboy bunny ears is the Baphomet. Okay, it's an androgynous, hermaphroditic goat god, the devil. So this is a lie, right? This is a lie. This is a fraud. This entire magazine is tranny propaganda. It's been going on since the early 1950s when they put Marilyn Monroe on the cover, who's a tranny. You can see my video about that for more details, all right? So since the 1950s, they've been putting trannies not only on the cover of the magazine, but on the inside of the magazine as well. It says here, first in the magazine's 64-year history. It's a lie. There's been 64 years of trannies, all right? And just a coincidence, it happens to be right when Hugh Hefner dies, right? He dies. Now everyone's thinking about Playboy. Now they're going to put the tranny in the magazine. All right, that's some kind of death ritual, man. All right, he dies and reborn as the androgynous tranny propaganda. All right, it says here, even this same model has been shot before in the magazine. All right, so now they're saying, oh, well, now it's a Playmate or something, you know. So this tranny's been in the magazine already.
It's a male.
It surveys humanity's halting shift toward acceptance of gender identities beyond the male-female binary. Non-binary, man. It means androgynous, all right? Yeah, man. By the way, today we're going to cover 4 stories of the transpocalypse, all right? It's been a busy week for the transpocalypse. First of all, Playboy has officially become a tranny porn magazine. She appeared in Playboy's May 2014 issue, and they call it just she, right? It's a he, man. It's a he. He appeared in Playboy's. So if you're reading Playboy, you're looking at dudes, but they're trying to get them all attracted to trannies, right? What's the difference between a woman and a tranny? The real difference? But the main difference is that a tranny does not have a uterus. A tranny is not going to get pregnant. The babies will be born in the hatcheries. More on that later. Which championed a more progressive understanding of gender as non-binary. Hey, I got something to tell you liberals are out there, right? You progressives. This is not progressive. This is regressive. This is an old idea going back thousands of years, all right, to ancient Babylon that whole area where they were doing all kinds of stuff. They were sacrificing children, and they were becoming trannies, all right? This idea that people are androgynous is an old idea. Nothing new about it. It's not progressive. It's stupid. And look at here, they call it it's a tomboy. Oh, it's just a tomboy. Nothing touches me more than fighting against global warming. It's a salvation to speak the truth about yourself, whether it's your gender, sexuality, whatever. Well, of course you're going to focus on that. People who reject you aren't worth it. It's not about being loved by others. It's about loving yourself. Right, it's about becoming a god, isn't it there, Rau? Making Playboy history might just be the beginning for Rau, who has just signed a book deal and been featured in a film. This person's probably going to become kind of famous now, right? So it has not made history. They've all been trannies, right? They probably had I don't know, they may have had real women in this magazine, but I know most of them have been trannies, okay? And I just took a quick look at some of the comments, and I thought it was kind of funny here. You can, I don't think I can actually read those, can I? They might not like it on YouTube too much, so you can just kind of read those. And here's some real gems here. In the flesh, Ines has a presence you can feel before you lay eyes on her. Again, calling it her. Being a woman doesn't mean being extremely feminine all the time, she declares, her voice a seductive Parisian rasp. Being a woman is just being a woman. She's more petite than her sculpted bone structure and dagger-sharp cheekbones might suggest. Ah, a can opener! But she has the poise of one who has seen the worst and best of life has to offer. And we got a man saying being a woman doesn't mean being extremely feminine all the time. It's like the double reverse deception, man. Being a woman is just being a woman, which in your case means being a man. See how confusing this gets, okay? Now this is Playboy, right? And it's always been trannies and Playboy, they just didn't tell you, okay? Which is another triple reverse deception. And there it is, doing the S-curve with the hips, right? Now, if you guys didn't know it was a tranny, you know, half the people out there in YouTube land would be like, oh, man, that's a hot woman, right? It's a tranny. It's an openly transgendered Playboy model. The rest of them are secretly transgendered, okay? Broad shoulders, wider than the hips, tranny skull. It has shapely hips. That looks like a female hips almost, right? So you'd really have to analyze that. And no one would believe me if I tried to say that's a tranny. But it's telling us it's a tranny itself. See, look at the skull. That's what I'm talking about. The angular jaw. The rectangular, prominent, squarish angles on the skull. Prominent brow ridges, right? Look at the broad shoulders in the back, right? Very feminized overall, right? So this one actually could probably fool lots of people, right?
It's a many.
There, though, right? So now we kind of know what to look for. Look at the muscles and the back of the legs there. Now, if this was really trying to fool us, they would have just softened that up a bit. It's just a fine line between this one and the normal ones we see, the secret ones that we see on my channel. And now it gets interesting because it says, though Rau is the first official transgender playmate, she is not the first transgender model to appear in the magazine. Well, that's what I just said, wasn't it? Didn't I just say that? They're finally getting a little bit honest here. All right, which I guess is part of the transpocalypse they're going to reveal. Here's a tranny in Playboy that was in Brazil, in a Brazilian Playboy magazine. That was openly transgendered, okay? So they put that one in there. So this one here posed for Playboy, and then it was in the James Bond movie, For Your Eyes Only, and then after that, it came out as a tranny. Nobody knew it, all right? Everyone went to the movie and saw the Bond girl, and it was in Playboy. No one knew it was a tranny. Then it finally came out and told us, look at the broad shoulders, right? Hand on the hips.
It's a
the legs, the jaw, the same thing, man. They all have the same body, more or less, right? And look at here. It's a top model. Yeah, I bet it is a top model, right? It's a top model, all right? So this one has come out. There's some pictures of it. You see when it's a boy up there. Yeah, various photos over the years there. James Bond's girl was a boy. Topless Tula hides a sex change secret. All the Bond girls were men as well, okay? And I'll do a separate video on that. Probably take many videos, in fact. I've already covered quite a few of those people already anyway. Okay, all the Bond girls. There's never been a real female in a James Bond film. This one was also in Penthouse magazine. So all you guys who look at porn, I'd say 90% of the time, at least, probably more than that, you're looking at a tranny without realizing it. All right, they're all
whacking
trannies,
off
man.
to a tranny.
Okay, this is a tranny right here. You're lusting after men. All right. Yeah, the cat knows. For your eyes only. There it is, right? James Bond under the tranny pyramid of power. All right, and now the next piece of transpocalypse news this week was California becomes first state to legally recognize a third gender. SB 179 helps people of all gender identities, which is really only two, come on, be their authentic selves, all right? So people of all the two, but now there's three, and there's like 25 or 50 according to these people. Okay, so Oregon and Washington, D.C., already do it. I'll show you the governor of Oregon, by the way, and the mayor of Washington, D.C. Oh, they can register as X. They're the X-Men. Isn't that what I said already? They're the X-Men, man. Supporters of the bill hope to make official documents more inclusive of the
trainees.
Cosmic androgyny by giving an option other than male or
Hugh
female.
Jackman might literally
they've just normalized.
Huge
it's
Jackman,
over, basically. It's over. Game over for the human race. That's what this
Oh
means,
my
right?
goodness.
And the next piece of information this week, the next transpocalypse news this week, first sex doll brothel opens in Germany.
Oh my
selling
gosh.
plastic prostitutes. All right, now, a tranny whore is basically a very similar thing to a sex doll. All right, because they're not real women. They're just something to be used for sex, okay? And they're in business, man. So this, no wonder, right? They've been selling, Playboy has been doing tranny propaganda for 60 years. And that's why the tranny hookers are still in business. So this boar doll is currently housing 11 silicone dolls, renting them at 71 pounds per hour. They are individually named and are each aesthetically unique. That one's bald. That's pretty unique. Put that wig on there. Are these tranny dolls too, by the way? Customers are encouraged to bring outfits to dress their doll in. Oh, how fun. So this is this is a sterilization program is what this is, all right? All right, next item on the agenda. Transgender Wyoming woman convicted of sexually assaulting 10-year-old girl in bathroom. Okay, now this one's more serious. Maybe this is fake. I don't know if this is real or fake news, but let's just say it's real. Okay, read this headline carefully, okay? Transgender Wyoming woman. This picture of this freak, they're calling this a woman in the headline of Fox News. That's not a woman, people. I'm sorry to say, Fox News. This is a man. It should say Wyoming man raped a girl in the bathroom, all right? That's what it should say. Wyoming man raped a 10-year-old girl in the woman's bathroom. Because that's what happened. A man dressed up like a girl so he can go in the woman's bathroom and rape children, all right? That's what Obama's tranny bathroom laws have given us. Thank you very much. Michelle Martinez, who was known as Miguel Martinez before identifying as female. Okay, so one day he woke up, he said, hey, I'm female. Oh, and then he was female. So this is the future, people, all right? This is the future. It's over. The human race is over. It's finished. We are in the final generation. Within a few years, they're going to have genderless birth certificates. Everyone's just going to make up their own gender according to law, or the state will assign one to you. All right, and they're trying to get everybody to become as androgynous as possible, rolling out the sex dolls, rolling out the trannies, putting the uteruses on controlled breeding farms, growing people in the hatcheries and the labs. Hey, look at this. Brave New World. Aldous Huxley, Freemason. He wrote a novel. Almost 100 years ago now he wrote this, all right? 1932. They've been thinking about this a long time. What do you think the first paragraph says of the Brave New World Order, all right? First paragraph, chapter 1, a squat gray building of only 34 stories. Over the main entrance, the words Central, London, Hatchery, and Conditioning Center. And in a shield, what kind of shield was that? It was a Rothschild. It was a red shield. It was the Rothschilds. The world state's motto, the New World Order, the world state, all right? One world government, the motto, community, identity. Didn't we see that word identity quite a bit already in Playboy? Identity and stability. That's what people want. Order out of chaos, all right? First paragraph of A Brave New World, written almost 100 years ago. Here's something from Genesis 3, written a long time ago. And I will put enmity between thee, the serpent, and the devil, and the woman, all right? Between the devil and the woman, between Satan and the woman, the Baphomet and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Okay, moving on to Genesis 6:12. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. Yes, it certainly has. We are in the days of Noah again. Okay, this is the days of Noah. All flesh was corrupted. Does that sound familiar to you? And what happened after that? Oh, it rained for a while. A bit of flooding, perhaps. All right, here's Deuteronomy 22:5. Just for reference, the word abomination appears about 150 times, okay? Now here's one of the abominations. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are what? They're an abomination unto Jehovah. They're an abomination, all right? And this word abomination is not used lightly. The word abomination is also used for child sacrifice and all kinds of stuff, worshiping idols, all right? The abominations are what the Babylonian mystery religions were doing, okay? So that means they were trannies back then, all right? The Babylonian Kabbalists were a bunch of trannies, and the Bible right here says, hey, don't do that. Don't be like those trannies, all right? Now here's the future, all right? For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh be saved. No flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. So that's the good news, okay? That's the good news right there. It's going to be shortened. And, Jehovah wins in the end, all right? And the people who follow Jehovah's ways, all right? The greatest tribulation that's ever existed in history of the world. That's what's going to happen, okay? All right, now let me close with this from Manly P. Hall, 33rd degree Freemason. According to the secret doctrine, humanity will, in the course of countless ages, again become male/female, which means androgynous, which means gender non-binary, achieving through evolution the potential equilibrium which has been within it since the beginning. When this point has been reached, man will be negatively androgynous or philosophically hermaphroditic. That is, he will be both sexes in one, each pole, however, manifesting through its own organism or bodily system. Writing in the 13th century, Amari de Chartres held among what Hargrave Jennings terms other fanciful notions that at the end of the world, both sexes would be reunited in the same person. This is in agreement with the ancient philosophical teachings that as man's human evolution approaches its end, the cerebrospinal and sympathetic nervous systems will gradually draw together and ultimately merge into one. Soul will then be unified in body, resulting in what may be termed the ultimate type, the true androgyne, the man who is fashioned like his Father in heaven. So there it is, this pose right here. Usually they do the secret pose. Look at this pose. Now they're telling us, all right?
Yeah, so for 64 years, your favourite magazine when you were younger, Playboy, has definitely been that. Playboy. So they've all been trannies, so they've been whacking off to, or fantasising about men, as he said in the video. Okay, I've got nothing against these people. We're human beings, each to his own. Follow what you will, but don't forget there's either reward or consequences, right? You put yourself in that situation, right? You got to expect to handle the flack that comes at you, okay? It's your choice to be that, to be this, to be that, whatever. Okay? No, we're not phobic or anything like that, whatever you're imagining. We just found this and we didn't realise it ourselves, that it was actually Playboy, right? Or Gent House, okay? They've been fooling everybody for 64 years. So again, you probably need to go have 3 cold showers, cover yourself in a whole bottle of body lotion, body washing conditioning lotion, brush your teeth about 10 times, and then go get a lobotomy. Okay? We just bringing it to your attention because it really blew our mind, and it may blow yours. Okay, so yeah, there's no hate centered at those groups. As we said, it's all choice. You do your own thing, right? You choose what you want to be, etc., etc. You either reap reward or you reap consequences, Okay, so if you found this mind-blowing, then subscribe to our channel, and add a comment, be nice. We'll be nice. Trying to be nice, okay? It's just that this came to our attention, so we're trying to make men aware of it, right? Because as we thought ages ago, soon you're either going to be hooked up with a doll, a plastic Tupperware doll, right, all prettied up, or else you're going to be unbeknowingly married to a guy, okay? Wonder why she can't have kids. Oh, I think it's all medical or whatever, she's got you fooled. She's got a birth certificate that you didn't know was changed from biological male to female, got all the operations, etc., etc. You won't be able to tell the difference. And one day someone might whisper in your ear, hey, I remember this. I know this person. This was Dave way back in the 70s. Now he's Davina or something, right? Someone out there, it might slip up. They might tell them a little secret or something, or whatever, Or someone else might come across that person and say, hey, I was the one who did the full surgery on that one. How's it going, Dave? Anyway, so if you like this video, subscribe, add your comments below, and you go share it with all your alpha male mates, your buddies, your bros, who could be dating a manny or a tranny. They don't even know, right? Okay, later.